Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So Star Wars The Acolyte did a pretty big number on Canon. As it says here, just for those that weren't aware, haven't watched episode 4, the Acolyte writer Claire Kitchell explains why May abandoned her quest for revenge. That's not really canon, that's just dumb. Why the show included pronouns. Yeah, that's right, that was on purpose. And why Ki-Adi-Mundi was included. How's he alive? What? Ah, yes. Because this is a prequel. We can do anything, even though it doesn't make sense. Oh, and why the Wookiee Jedi was killed off screen. Ah. It's such garbage writing. So for those that don't know, this episode 4 of The Acolyte quite literally included a scene. Its entire purpose was just so someone could question whether that character has pronouns. So when we talk about DEI, there you go. That's DEI. It's like, it's so blatant it's there. And because it's so unnatural in everyday conversation, because it is, obviously, to have it shoehorned into Star Wars, of all things, yeah, it's pretty obvious. Anyway, let's have a look at this. So this is from the writer themselves. So there better be some great explanations for this. There's not going to be. Hit subscribe if you're new here, by the way, folks. Turn the bell notifications on. Cheers. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Reviews. Subscribe to my car channel, Car Nonsense. Become a patron. Link down below. Anyway, that's my shilling done. Star Wars The Acolyte writer Claire Kitchell answered numerous complaints. You failed as a writer if there's numerous complaints. About the most recent episode of The Acolyte that she wrote with Core Adana, including why May abandoned her quest for revenge against the Jedi. Just happened like that. She's like, oh, Osha's alive. Cool, I'm done. What? Alright then. Why the show included pronouns. So that was on purpose, yeah. And why the Wookiee Jedi Kelnaka was killed off screen. I mean, I have some integrity. Do you remember how much this individual starred in all the marketing material, was wheeled out at every single event? Like, he's got a costume, chuck him in that, wheel him out at these events. Yeah, pretty big build-up for a character to die off screen, right? Pretty lame. So first, Kitchell explained that Kelnaka was killed off screen due to budgetary issues. You had $180 million. What do you mean, budget issues? How much more did you need? What? And apparently it broke the point of view of the episode. That's retarded. Okay, that's incredibly stupid. That is just awful writing. And budget is not an issue. Don't tell me budget's an issue when you have $180 million for your season. Right? That's ridiculous. So she wrote, or she was asked, sorry, and we never got a chance to see the Wookiee Jedi fight. Shame on you. Unfortunately, not everything gets to be included for budget and story reasons. We had an early draft that showed his fight and death scene, but it ultimately broke the point of view of the episode in a way that I think wouldn't have worked as well. Well, my God. Wouldn't have worked as well as what? Because this did not work. What do you mean it wouldn't have worked as well? Christ. So according to the New York Times, the entire series had a budget of $180 million, which we will find out soon, actually, whether it did have that. I was itching my head. Whether it did have that, because a lot of it was filmed in the UK. So we'll find out every single dirty detail of how much they spent on it. But at the time, Brooke Barnes reported costing roughly $180 million for 8 episodes and taking 4 years to make. It attempts 2 feats at once, pleasing old Jedi Star Wars fans who can seem unpleasable while telling an entirely new story, one that requires no prior knowledge of Star Wars and that showcases women and people of colour. Sold. And I like this article. This is on That Park Place. So it's unclear where the budget went. Yeah. In fact, one person even questioned why the episodes are so short and if Lucasfilm or the Walt Disney Company was mandating short episodes. Kitchell responded, we wrote this one and next week's together. And they kind of had a total ballpark limit for the both for reasons. Next week's had to be the longer one. So this one had to be kept short. I think it's the shortest of the 8. Don't quote me though. Why? The explanations are as dumb as the episode. So Kitchell also addressed why May had a complete change of heart regarding her quest to kill the Jedi. In the episode, May, out of the blue, traps Kimir And then informs him, you know, after running through that forest for an extremely long time, I realised something. I don't need to do this anymore. I don't need to kill a Jedi with that weapon. I don't need to keep this deal. You're wrong. Osha being alive changes everything. My loyalty is to Osha, not your master. And then she informs him, what I'm going to do is surrender myself to Kelnaka and then turn myself into the Jedi. And then Kamir tells her that the Jedi will put her in prison. She retorts, not after I tell them who I know. What? Not after I tell them who I know. Well, it's just going to be that green bitch, isn't it? Down in the... who's it? The Jedi. Surely. Like, who cares? Who even cares? It's not even fun to speculate. It's just like, that would just be lame. All of it's lame. Kitchell explained this scene claiming she's not good in that moment. She's just super tired of this pointless, what she considers pointless, missions and errands her master's making her do. And I think that revenge that really fueled her just isn't quite the same once she knows Osha's alive. Dumb. So as for pronouns, the show sees Osha question Jeki regarding the tracker Basil. That's right, ladies and gents. Super high-tech. Okay, super high-tech Jedi with spaceships have to get a little rodent hamster gerbil alien to track Kelnaka. Jeki regarding the tracker Basil after Osha's pip robot spews liquid at him. Who's that? Jeki responds. That's Basil. Osha then states, is he or they with us? And before Jeki can answer, Yord interrupts. Any questions, civilian? So, someone says, which loser decided to use pronouns? It's obviously a joke about pronouns. Is it? Because she's referring to a strange little animal creature. Not sure the upset on this one. What? How is it? How? No, it's obviously not a joke. In another response, she said it was a joke about the pronouns of a large fictional beaver creature. No politics involved. But how's it a joke? Still in another response, she simply replied, you is a pronoun. You're being intellectually dishonest. And then Kitcher also embraced the idea that she was destroying Star Wars writing, that's me, a ruiner of worlds. Good time. That worked out for Taika Waititi. You wrote this episode, well then I have a question. Why is Ki-Adi-Mundi in it? He wasn't even born yet. He's not supposed to know anything about the Sith. He doesn't know anything about the Sith. Right, okay, cool. Why would he? And we offered the part to Yoda, but he wasn't technically available, so a young Ki-Adi-Mundi stepped into the part. You're so stupid, everyone hates you and this stupid dumbass show. Thoughts down below, love to hear it. Pronouns, guys, and Ki-Adi-Mundi. Cool, there you go.